Good evening, everybody. My name is Evalyn Parry. I am the artistic director here at Buddies in Bad Times Theatre, and I want to take a moment to welcome you all to the theatre and to our 40th anniversary season. It is a pretty incredible achievement that this company has been here for 40 years in Toronto, and we have occupied this building here at 12 Alexander Street for almost a quarter century. But of course, the land this building stands on has been the site of human activity for more than 15,000 years. It is the ancestral territory of the Huron-Wendat, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Cree, and it is standing on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the New Credit. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge all these and any other unnamed or unacknowledged stewards of the land, and also to acknowledge the Two-Spirit, queer, and trans ancestors and elders on whose shoulders we stand here at Buddies. Thank you. So at Buddies, the way we do land acknowledgement is generally live. We don't record one. I do it when I'm available to do it. Like for our Pride Festival, you know, a different show every night, different audiences coming in, and I, as the person who's programming, I was doing most of the announcements beforehand. Sometimes during the run of a show, it'll be front of house who does it. We also have a lot of guest companies at Buddies, and it does depend company to company how some people have it integrated somehow into their show in some way, but usually it's a pre-show. If it's not integrated, at Buddies, if it's not integrated somehow into a show, then it is done by front of house or a live person as a part of a pre-show speech. So yeah, I kind of think of the land, for me, I think of the land acknowledgement in a way as a sort of pre-show meditation that locates us as a group. Collectively, we've gathered live together in person in a theater, and I think it's this really, there's a really beautiful opportunity inside of a land acknowledgement to remind people what the names of some of the different peoples who have peopled this territory. Like, anyway, it's part information, but it's partly the meditation element of it. In the way that I think of it as a meditation, it's just this moment to collectively kind of take a breath, a moment to like notice where we are and to know something, to acknowledge something about who came before us. Again, it comes back to like making the connection with the queer community who've come before me and whose shoulders I stand on, whose actions and activism have given me the rights and freedoms that I enjoy. And it's always that piece of like learning queer history has always been a really important part of the youth programming here, and of like trying to make a connection between today's young people and the elders who've come before us. So it's not it feels like it's not much of a stretch to also say like we're looking at as inside of a particular community or communities of queer, trans, two-spirit folk, but making that connection to the land and to Indigenous stewardship of the land. So it was important to me when I came into my position as artistic director to start to do it. So it was a little bit of an executive decision, and I'm not much of an executive decision maker. I'm always actively listening to hear how other people, especially Indigenous artists, are doing the acknowledgement and trying to learn from that and better understand. So I'm open to changing the whole thing were I, you know, if there was a reason to do so. Yeah, of course. And it feels like it's a way, it really does feel like the land acknowledgement to me is an invitation to the audience to consider where we are and to consider our history and to provoke thought and conversation and engagement with these ideas about colonization and decolonization and the truth part about reconciliation that has to come, the truth that has to come before the reconciliation feels like, well, then this is the first step, but it's not a it has to be something that's up for change, of course, as the conversation evolves.